Are you a talented footballer with the potential to go all of the way, but you've never been spotted or had a trial? Well, all you need to do is check out a brand new innovative business that I've started with my partners called Scout Size. It gives you a chance to get spotted by our network of scouts to try and get you a trial at a professional club. Scout Size places you in front of a professional scout who will assess your talent. You simply need to visit our website right now and upload your clips as directed. Our scouts will then view them and give you a full assessment. If you meet a certain criteria, your details will be sent to scouts at professional football clubs for them to come and see you play. It's as simple as that. So visit scoutsize.com right now and send in your clips, and a scout could be coming to watch you play at your next game. AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that will be linked with a transfer move to Arsenal. Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal, on the 38th floor of the Pan Pacific Hotel in their lounge. Big up to the hotel, they've been brilliant to me this week. And enjoying a little coffee, it's been a brilliant day. We were up until the early hours yesterday, because remember, we're 7 hours ahead of the UK, right? So basically, when we started getting the news through about Viktor Gyökeres, it was like about, 3 in the morning, right? We went live and we were live till like 4 a.m., past 4 a.m., discussing it. And I can tell you, the level of excitement over here in Singapore has been absolutely insane. We did a meet and greet yesterday down at Sides, and big up to the guys at Sides Restaurant. And by the way, let me just big up those fans. Over 500 fans, they had to turn 200 fans away. Over 500 fans turned up. And it was absolutely incredible. But literally everybody who came up and was like taking a picture, they like take a picture, just a regular one, then their second picture would be the Gyokeres celebration. I can't remember a signing that has caused so much excitement. Probably the last one was Mesut Ozil. The Aubameyang one was very exciting, but so is this one. We have finally got ourselves a striker. And what made it even more brilliant, this signing, right? There was one thing that almost like they put the icing on the cake. We announced Viktor Gyökeres. Every Arsenal fan is just like so happy. Then we find out that Morgan Gibbs-White, who the Spurs fans were giving it all this and saying how, look, we got Gibbs-White's coming, we've done a release clause and this and that. That's fallen through and he's decided to stay at Nottingham Forest and signed a new deal. Absolutely incredible, right? So that was really funny as well. But in all seriousness, this is a really big signing for Arsenal. This is what you call a statement signing, because this guy, Viktor Gyökeres, is what we call a bagsman, a killer. And that is what Arsenal have been needing for a very long time. 97 goals in 102 matches. Over the last 2 seasons, 26 assists during these last 2 seasons. And remember, I want you to remember this, people. In those 2 years that he scored those 97 goals in 102 games, Sporting have won the league twice. It was over 20 years that they hadn't won the league. Viktor Gyökeres' goals have bought them the league. Obviously, it's not just a one-man show, but he's been a mega part of that. And even Sporting yesterday, they recognised that in some of the videos, in some of the statements that they put out following him leaving. So absolutely incredible for Arsenal. There's a lot of rumours that he could be at the game today. In Singapore time, the game's this evening against Newcastle. The Newcastle player's actually staying in his hotel. And he could be in the stands. I don't think he's going to be playing because he wouldn't have done any training. But the rumour is that he could be in the stands tonight. So again, that'd be really exciting to see. But we should get a glimpse of him in an Arsenal shirt playing over in Hong Kong. We're going to be out there next week when, of course, Arsenal take on Tottenham Hotspurs. minus Morgan Gibbs-White. Right, so I'm going to be really, really looking forward to that. On the Viktor Gyökeres, couple of statements here. First of all, from Viktor Gyökeres, this is what he said when he signed for Arsenal. He says, I just felt it was the right club for me. What I heard from Mikel and the sporting director, Andrea Berta, and just what I've seen in the past years, how they have been playing football. When I played against Arsenal last season, I could really feel it was a very strong team and very difficult to play against. That made me choose Arsenal, and of course all its history, and of course all the history the club has and the massive fan base. So that was Viktor Gyökeres and the reasons why he chose Arsenal. Remember that game, we beat them 5-1. And yeah, he's saying obviously there that he was thinking, wow, what a team. I'd love to be part of this team. And now he is part of the team. And Mikel Arteta, excuse me, on the signing of Viktor Gyökeres, he says, Victor has so many qualities. He's quick and powerful presence up front with an incredible goal scoring numbers at club and international levels. He brings a clinical edge with a high conversion rate of chances to goals, with his intelligent movement in the box, making him a constant threat. We're excited about what Victor brings to our squad and are looking forward to starting working with him. Viktor Gyökeres is now an Arsenal player. No more Gyokeres daily. We've literally been talking about Gyokeres and Sesko since this transfer window opened on June the 1st. Now it's done. Now he's an Arsenal player. A lot of people said this deal would not happen. It's happened. Andrea Berta, big up yourself. He is delivering this summer. And remember, it was at the start of the window looking like it was either going to be Viktor Gyökeres or Sesko. Sesko was the real favourite. And there's been a lot of reports coming out that Sesko actually priced him, or his agents priced him out of the move because they were demanding so much money. Andrea Berta stepped in. Remember, when Berta came in through the door, he stepped in and said, no, actually, I prefer Gyokeres. We had been speaking to Sesko's people for months, but Andrea Berta stepped in and said, actually, I think Gyokeres would be a better bet. And it was him who was instrumental in getting Viktor Gyökeres. And as I said, he brings experience, he brings goals. His experience is 27 years of age now, but remember, he only just turned 27. So he's in his prime. He played in the Championship for Coventry, and he was excellent that season before getting his move to Sporting for £20 million. And let's remember, we've had players in recent years that have come out of the Championship and have been absolutely brilliant in the Premier League. Think Ollie Watkins, think Mitrovic, think Ivan Toney. So let's hope that he can repeat the trick and he can bring the goals to Arsenal. And this really does represent a good transfer window so far for Arsenal. £204 million Arsenal would have spent, but now Martin Zubimendi, Kepa, Christian Norgard, Madueke, Christian Mosquera, and now, of course, the signing of Viktor Gyökeres. Absolutely brilliant, and I'm still buzzing about it. However, who comes next? The big talk is all about Eberechi Eze. As soon as the signing went through yesterday and today, all the chatter is around Eze. I said yesterday that he wasn't in that promotional video for Crystal Palace. Could that be a hint? Could that be significant? We're hearing a lot of rumours from various different sources today that talks are starting to advance now with representatives of the player and Arsenal. The player's already said that he wants to come. Eze, he would like to join Arsenal. Now it's time for Arsenal to get into talks with Crystal Palace. How much will Palace demand? We know about the £68 million release clause. We've seen the rumours that Arsenal would like to pay around about 60 million, but maybe do it in a couple of big instalments. But if Arsenal could get this deal done, this would be really, really massive. And this would represent an absolutely brilliant transfer window. So it's going to turn from Gyokeres daily now to Eze daily, probably from now until the end of the transfer window. But Arsenal now got to get their skates on for this. And actually, when I laughed about it earlier and sort of a bit of mocking of Spurs and stuff like that. But remember, Spurs wanted Eze first. Didn't get Eze, probably because they learned from his representatives that he'd prefer a move to Arsenal. And then they went for Morgan Gibbs-White. The Gibbs-White thing's falling through for them. Could they return back for Eze? Arsenal going to have to move fast and decisive on this one if they're to get it done, because it does look like he'll leave Crystal Palace. He wants to return back to Arsenal, but if we don't move properly and don't move with the right money and stuff like that, he could end up considering a Spurs. So let's see what happens with that one. Outgoings, of course, is going to be a big thing this transfer window as well. Reiss Nelson, spoken about this several times, but talks are now advancing with Fulham over a move. David Ornstein's reported this, Fabrizio Romano. Many of the big journos have gone with this one. How talks are advancing. It could be a loan with an option to buy. It could be a permanent deal. Nobody seems to know the exact or exactly what type of deal it's going to end up being. But it certainly looks like Reiss Nelson will not be an Arsenal player come the end of his transfer window. He did play in the game the other night over here in Singapore. I very much doubt he'll be in the squad for tonight's game. But Reiss Nelson in advanced talks now with Fulham. Does look like this deal's going to happen. And that will bring some money into Arsenal. If it is a sale, Arsenal said to be looking for around about £20 million. Probably, I think this will fall into the bracket of something between 15 to 20 million. It will represent pure profit for Arsenal, of course, because he is a homegrown player. Reiss Nelson on his way, by the looks of it, to Fulham. And this one, I spoke about it yesterday, and that was Gabriel Jesus. And I told you I was really surprised that it's even being considered for a move, etc. That was to Flamengo yesterday. Other teams now have come into the mix. Palmeiras, another Brazilian team, interested in Gabriel Jesus, and Brighton. Remember, Brighton sold João Pedro to Chelsea. I look at Jesus, they're very similar players, him and João Pedro. Maybe they're looking to bring him in as a replacement, but that's 3 clubs now interested in Gabriel Jesus. It really surprised me because he's got this ACL injury that he's recovering from, but this is 3 teams now that are interested in taking him on loan with an option to buy. Certainly does look like he's going to be leaving. As I said, a big surprise that a player that's got this injury still could be leaving. Arsenal, if it is going to be a loan deal, will pay around about 50% of his wages, but he is a very high earner, said to be on over £200,000 a week. It does look like Gabriel Jesus will leave Arsenal before the end of his transfer window. But as I said, 2 other clubs involved in it now, Palmeiras and Brighton, as well as who I mentioned yesterday in Flamengo. So those are the rumours for today. Gyokeres is signed. What can I say? We have to talk about Viktor Gyökeres and if it's Sesko or Gyokeres. It's signed. It's a statement signing. It's been a good window so far. Now, if they can go and get Eberechi Eze, wow. It's probably be, I said it when we did the live show yesterday, probably be our best window ever since I've been doing Transfer Daily, certainly, and I've been doing it for over 10 years. I can't think of, if Eze gets signed, I wouldn't be able to think of a better window. I really wouldn't be able to think of a better window. So let's see what happens. But great news, Viktor Gyökeres is an Arsenal player. By the way, guys, don't forget to check out some of our unbelievable content that we've been doing over in Singapore. We've got the video coming out today for the meet and greet yesterday. That was absolutely incredible. Done various videos on Viktor Gyökeres, the vlogs. It's been incredible. And of course, we're going to be at the game today interviewing fans over here in Singapore. And I'm sure they're going to be really, really excited about the signing of Viktor Gyökeres. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hi, we've teamed up with UK Auto Claims to see if you could be eligible to score thousands in compensation. If you've had any cars, vans or motorbikes on finance between 2007 and 2021, go to ukautoclaims.co.uk to start your free simple check. Loads of you will have overpaid and payouts could be worth thousands, so you've got to look into it. Hit up the link below and check now for free.